Were you gonna start?
I was gonna start.
Oh.
All right, guys, here we are to watch the trailer for Justice League.
The real
The
trailer.
real trailer, no teaser bullshit.
Not the I'm assembling a crew of people.
Let's check it out.
How you living?
I don't know. I feel like
I laughed. I got hyped for a minute. But it looks like they're fighting the monkeys from the Wizard of Oz.
It's
that clear?
Apocalypse.
Oh.
Um, those are his minions. I think this looks like shit.
Okay.
And
Break it down.
I say that, it looks visually nice, but everything about it just feels very forced.
I laughed twice at some slow motion like Zack Snyder stuff that's just in there because it's in there, like her hair moving and all that stuff.
So because we have Cyborg in this, we can assume it was going to be already a thing with Apocalypse and boom tubes and stuff, because that's kind of how his origin story is. There's
Yeah,
a
and
brief
that's that
shot of him playing
deleted scene
football,
or-
and that's how this whole thing goes down. He comes back from the football game. His dad missed it. His dad works at Star. The attack happens.
And he says,
he's
"I'm gonna make
mortally
you a
wounded.
Okay.
He's like horribly wounded, and they use this like advanced technology to save his life, and that kind of turns him into what he is now. And then they use him to
Yeah, there
fight
was a
against
deleted
them.
scene where there's a thing and a thing, and then he's like, ah, and all that
Yeah,
stuff. Right?
I don't know, just everything about this. I'm like these scenes, like with jumping in slow motion and throwing
That's what I
tridents
mean,
and like
yeah.
all this bullshit. I'm just like, oh, all right, I can see what you're going for, like this visual feast. But when you do nothing but those kinds of shots, it becomes stale and old for me, and like none of it is very impressive.
Do you mean in the trailer or in the movie? Are we already
Well,
projecting that the movie
That's
will
all.
be
Like,
this?
I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's gonna be kind of like Batman versus Superman.
Kind of like every movie they've
where
made
I'm like,
recently. Right.
yeah, that like to me wasn't good. I know a lot of people liked it, and they can be wrong. That's their opinion. That's fine. And I'm not here to judge you. I'm just saying, like, you can't just make a movie off of visual spectaculars. You have to have a plot and things that are good and like a want and a need and something for me to see this movie, and I will see it just
But
so
they
I can know and be sure, because I would love to be wrong.
I
I would
know.
love for this movie to be amazing, but nothing about it even alludes to the fact that this could be a good movie to me.
I'm not one of those people who like Batman vs Superman. Just in case
I'm glad.
anyone thinks that there's a subtext here, they look like winged whatever the fuck.
They are.
Okay, but like.
Picture, to dumb this down,
Yeah.
picture you're watching Power Rangers. They're like his version of the putties, and
Right.
they come in mass wave, and that's what they
What
are.
are they called?
I forget if they have a name. They're just like apocalypse demons or something.
All right, because there was a thing called the something demon that people were all crazy about from the flashback for not the flashback, the like
The
apocalypse,
flash forward.
the like
The flash forward. Yeah.
the premonition.
I think if this had any sets involved in the whole production, it would seem a
think
lot
that would
better.
be a
The whole
positive?
thing is just computer generated, and that to me, it just shows, a little bit of a lack there. Like, I shouldn't be able to tell everything is fake. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I don't
everything
really like-
looks fake.
I don't really like the way Cyborg looks, and when his face covers, it kind of looks like Iron Man stuff or whatever. But I'm okay with that.
I just don't like
I'm
what I'm
okay.
looking at.
I'm okay with nothing being a set, and I'm okay with a visual extravaganza or whatever. If it ends up working, I think we've seen a few examples of that not being a good approach with these kinds of movies.
Sure, but like if you look at Avatar, you're like, okay, everything's fake, but I'm like, all right, I'm around for the ride. If you
Yeah.
look at like the Lord of the Rings movies, everything's fake, but again, I'm there for the ride. Like the Hobbit
and
looked fine.
I don't know how you feel
but
about
this just
this,
being different layers of dark and bullshit and happening, where I'm like, where the fuck even are you? It's just like lava and bullshit all the time.
I don't know how you felt about this movie. This is like a dangerous, risky...
I really love the Justice League, and I wanted this to be great.
I'm about to say, even in like the Zack Snyder verse, like 300 is basically just
yeah.
a visual whatever with no sets, and I loved it. So
but that movie
there's like room
didn't-
for that, but I don't know that this is
The biggest difference between I want to say 300 and Justice League,
Yeah.
for me anyway, is 300. I came into it going like, I just want to see an awesome war. Here I don't just want to see fight scenes. I want to see a
Yeah.
good movie. These are great characters that deserve development of a proper like. What is this shit?
No, they developed them. They crack jokes.
Yeah,
He
that's
says-
all it is.
he
I get it. You're
says,
dressed like a bat. I dig it. Like, the fuck is that? Come on, man.
Is he your brother? We're adopted. What? Okay,
I
I'm
don't know.
joking
It
about
just feels like it's falling dramatically short for me, and I'm just like I'm not excited by this.
Oh, and they
At
go.
parts of this, it
They
looks
go.
like
They go
they're
to
in Hell's
Mordor.
Deep. I'm like,
I was
what
gonna
is
say that was my first thought in the trailer, and we just got to it again on mute. And it's like they go to Mordor at some point. That's crazy. This is almost exactly what I expected, but while watching it, kind of like getting like food that you know is gonna be like shitty food, but then you're like eating it and you're hungry or whatever. Like while watching it, part of me was like, at certain parts, kind of like oh or something like that. But it's exactly what I expected. There's a million monsters they have to kill and like one big bad guy.
Yeah.
And I imagine if they kill the boss, all the minions will like turn off or whatever to be the same like floating thing that everyone always jokes about.
It's just,
Which I guess is the only way to make a movie now.
it's not the only way. And this is the thing that frustrates me the most, I think, with like adaptations from like cartoons or comics or stuff. I'm like, you have a screenplay. It's written for you. You paid some guy to do a shot list for you.
It's storyboarded
I
already.
know. It's motion storyboarded. Like, you could actually do this very easily. And I can see, like, the bits and the bobbles of things that I know, and I'm like, okay, I can see where you're going with this. But I'm like,
Can that make it worse, though?
it does
There
make
was
it
a fucking
worse.
thing where someone was talking about something that I liked, and they like make a reference to something. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't be like, hey fans, we're gonna have this, meh meh meh. And it's like, no, don't put your fucking fan service in the middle of this shit and ruin my life. Fuck you.
Nah, and like, I don't know. I've had my issues with DC mostly over the years
Yeah.
because of things like this, where I think they're just trying too much and not. Like, you can do two things. You can do a fan service way where, like, it's like, nope, we did this true to the comics, blah, blah, or you can do it nothing like that and start a whole new thing where I can be like, okay, what's that? Okay, what do you got? Okay, cool.
Or even just like, well, that's not for me.
Yes.
Enjoy that. Right.
But when you do these mixes, it makes me angry.
Yeah, I'm not as angry, but like we're in the situation I think for the third or fourth time that we've talked about 3 times at least, where it's like, okay, the only thing this movie has to do is not be a fucking mess. And I don't see too much either way telling me if it will or not, but there's nothing optimistical here where I'm like,
No.
oh, good, it's not going to be like a huge mess.
What got me really optimistic, though, is the Wonder Woman trailer looked amazing.
Oh, that's right.
And that looked so good, and I was like, all right, so they're on an upswing.
Okay.
And then I'm like, well, this is bad. And maybe this trailer is just not as polished yet. But with these billion-dollar franchises, I can't see how you'd ever release things that aren't at least 90% a polished turd. And it just...
You mean like sometimes we see a trailer and like the effects aren't
aren't all the way
finalized
there
or-
and this and that. Because, like, it's just, it looks like you're on, like, fanciful wallpaper backgrounds from a computer desktop. And they're like, well, we'll just fight in front of that. Like,
We'll just fight in front of this apocalyptic.
do you see what I'm saying?
cityscape.
Like
I
they're
totally do.
completely green screened in like almost every shot in this movie. And again, there's no problem with that. But you
No,
don't have to
and
make it
and
look like it's
right.
fake.
A ton of movies, even for two dudes walking down the street, drinking coffee,
Sure.
and being like, we gotta go back in the courtroom and figure this out. They don't shut down the whole street. They put like a barricade up that's green,
Yes.
like they do it, and like you never know, and it's totally fine. We're not saying green screen is like a bad thing.
No, yeah.
But it's bad when you go like, it's green screen.
Like Avengers is like 90% green screen, but they green
Yeah.
screened an actual looking city for things, and I'm like, yes, okay, that plays enough for me in this world of suspension of disbelief because there's superheroes and giant men and this and that. But in this, like, you don't have to make it look like shit. And I
Yeah.
get it; they're probably on
It's
Apocalypse in some of this. They're probably in a spaceship in some of this, but it looks like shit.
Looks video gamey. Looks
Yeah.
like not a thing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I am totally fine with something being style over substance, and this is sort of what I accepted. I'm not thumbsing this down, but I'm not thumbsing it up either.
I'll thumbs it down.
I'm
so
like
by
abstaining or something
process
like
of
that,
elimination,
yes.
you got a thumbs down product here, kids.
Oh, yeah, 100%, and that's part of why I'm signing off on that, like in
Sure.
the beginning or whatever. So we're like,
And I think
yeah.
I think you 100% could have saved this if they would have went the Marvel route and given each character their own movie originally, fleshed them out, not had to do this big clusterfuck of who they are and I'm assembling a team and bullshit in one movie. Because how long could this movie actually be? 2.5 hours is like your max.
It'll be 2.5 hours. Then there'll be a 3-hour rated R cut. Then there'll be a 4.5 hour
Like
Zack
director's,
Snyder
yeah.
only cut, and then that still will have problems.
But that's the issue here is that you have so much exposition that needs to be made in this movie
Yeah.
that you're either going to fall short on or it's going to take away from the overall plot.
But Stefan, they're trying to catch up, so they have to waste almost.
They don't have to do that.
They have to waste almost a decade doing things wrong until they figure out what to do because they're trying to catch up.
No, it just makes me angry. It just makes me angry. Because you have, like, you could even just go, well, Marvel just did this really amazingly. They have all their things in the same world. We have 100 little worlds. So that didn't work. We're starting over, though. Should we do something like this? Maybe we take this kid who's I've been saying for years, take the kids from the damn TV shows you have so much money from, and just be like, all right, we're making a movie. What, Arrow? That's a hit. What, Flash? That's a hit. Bring back that kid from Smallville. We got a thing. And I swear you just make so much money. And it's not that I like these things so much that I want to see that happen. I'm just talking, if you're looking to fuck up my life here and make movies that are bad, at least make movies that are bad that make sense.
That people who love those shows will go see and go like, okay, cool.
And then if you don't, even if you just make a good movie, you have people going, no, what was that? And then your DVD sales boost and your ratings go up.
That's the
I'm
guy,
sorry.
the guy.
Here's a fucking plan, idiot.
No, yeah, I've always been very, like, people have defended it and talked about, and, like, I was trying to jump in to be like, clarify what you're talking about, oh my god, but it's because they have, is it just TV, movies, is it like TV, movies, animated, everything else?
Everything is like a different one,
thing? Yeah, so, like, not that it all has to be 100% continuital, or, like, has to,
but it would be nice if it did a
other.
little bit.
Yeah, but this whole thing of, like, people will see this, if they like the Flash in this, they will say, sweet. They'll be on Netflix. They'll see Flash, and the dude has like a thing on, so they'll be like, "Oh, cool! I liked that Flash," and they'll hit play, and they'll be like, "Oh, is this old? Like this is a different guy? What's going on? I don't know."
Yeah.
Right? That's like going to happen.
I can only imagine how the kid who's actually playing the Flash feels. Like on the TV, he's like, "So they're making a movie." They were ask me.
They were like Justice League. He was like, "Oh yeah," and then like nothing happened. Yeah, I think it's a very weird decision that, again, people have defended very eloquently, and I go like, okay, I guess that makes sense, but at the same time, I don't agree with it at all. It sounds really dumb.
Yeah. Nah. But yeah, so that's the theory, guys. That's the thoughts on this movie. We gave it a thumbs down.
A total of 1 thumb, though.
I said a thumb.
Totally.
Down. But yeah, check it out. I'm definitely going to see it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't see this. I'm just saying I don't think this looks good. I don't think this trailer sells it for me, and I don't believe this will be a good movie. But I am fully open to change my mind. I would love to walk in and be like, I was so wrong. The movie was great, but I don't think that's going to happen.
And my response is based on this is what I expected, so I'm not disappointed. I'm not like, oh no, now it's going to be bad. I'm just kind of like 100% neutral. This is and I'm going to see it, and we'll find out for sure.
Yep, it'll be bad. See you later.